Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my YouTube channel. The technology I am going to discuss today is Huawei wireless infrastructure, and we will show you how we can accommodate the guest users to connect to our wireless infrastructure. Okay, the components we are going to use in this demonstration are obviously the Huawei access points and Huawei controller, but uh, for the controller, we are not using the traditional wireless controller. We're going to use this appliance iMaster NCE Campus. So if you see on your screen, there is definition. There are a lot of things. So I will tell you in a simple word. iMaster NCE Campus is basically a, software-defined controller or a management controller for your enterprise infrastructure like Cisco DNS Center. And you can manage your all types of Huawei devices, routers, switches, firewall, wireless infrastructure, everything from this single pane of glass. But iMaster NC Campus has another feature like you can use it only for uh, as a wireless controller, or you can use it as a NAC or radius server, or you can use it for the both purpose like wireless LAN controller and radius server. So in this demonstration, we are using this iMaster NC Campus as a wireless controller and also a NAC or radius server. So let's start. So what we are going to achieve today, I will show you. We will create two SSIDs, one for guest and one for employees. For SSIDs, for employer SSID, and they will tap on the SSID, give a preset key, and then they will see the captive portal where they can register themselves and use the internet. And the employees registration will be for 30 days. For guests, they will only see the portal where they can register and log in, register themselves and log in into wireless network, and their registration will be for by default 1 day, but we will see another option with the admin approval. So the first step is we are going to add the access points to the iMaster NCE campus. So before starting, let me tell you one thing. So if you are already aware of the wireless infrastructure where your access points talk to your controller, you have to enable option DHCP option 43 in order to tell your access point the IP of the wireless LAN controller. Uh, Same in this game, it is also same. We will configure. We have already configured a DHCP server, but the option is different. We're going to use option 148 and this code. This is the very important code, and with this code only, that your APs or access points will be able to know what the IP of your iMaster NC campus. So if you see this portion, this is imaster.huawei.com. This is basically the host name for my appliance. But if you are using the IP address only, so you can put the IP address. The rest of your code will be the same. Okay. So let's start. This is the home page for the iMaster NC campus. I've already logged in into this one. So start with the step one. I'm going to add the access point. I will go here, add access point, add device. I will define the site, which we have already configured. Add device model, add it will be access point. The model is Air Engine 5761.12. We have two access points and the role is AP. Okay, so here it is asking for the serial number. So I have two serial numbers for AP1. This is the serial number. For AP2, this is the serial number. We can modify the name also. And okay. So the devices are added, but here you can see the status is unregistered. So the access points are already connected to the network, and it will take some time to change the status to normal. Okay, so we will continue with the other configurations. Okay, so the next step is we have to create groups for guests and employees. So here, go to user management. We'll see there is a default group guest. So we don't need to create another group for guests. We will create another group for employees. So the group is created. I think it is created under the guest, but we have to create it under the root. Here, E M P L O Y E. So how we can see it is under root, and there are two groups, guest and employees. Let's see the next step. The next step is we have to define two policies. Guest policy, one for the guest user and one for the employees. Okay. So go to guest management, guest account policy. So we will create a new policy. This is for the guest visitor. Create as a mailbox. So mailbox means so your user will provide their email ID. Email ID instead of username, and the password type will give the option user to generate its own password. Okay, so effective time we will give it like 24 hours. It's 1 day. Okay, and we have to assign a group, define the group. So this is approval free, no need of approval. We're not going to use any email notification or SMS. It is a simple one. So we will close these options. Okay. So first policy we have created. We will create another policy like our employees. So we will consider them as a guest staff. Same mailbox, password entry, validity. We will go to 30 days. Group is employees. Okay, no notification, no other option, and okay. So the step two is completed. Let's see what is the status of our access points. So you can see the access point, it is green and access points are normal. That's very good sign. So let's go to the fourth step. We will create a portal. So portal or a page. So portal management. So here if we see the first page name is guest dash. So we cannot uh, use any special character. So we will name it as guest. So English default template, and this is Huawei appliance. So it will always give you an option to use Chinese language. So template will be generic authentication template, and the policy will be guest visitor. This is for the guest only. Okay. So we have created. Taking some time. The template is created. Okay. So now this is the authentication page. If you see, we can Modify the things. We can write it here. Visitors cannot see it here. Uh, let's leave it like this. We can edit it again. So this is the authentication page. This will be the default authentication successful page. So this is the advertisement. We can run any advertisement here, like any picture or any video here, but we will remove this page from here. So user notice, registration page. So registration page, you will see this. And for registration success page, password page, all these pages, but default pages are there. We can modify this as per our requirement, but in this demonstration, we will use the traditional or default things. So release, okay. So now we will go back. What we'll do, we have to remove this advertisement screen from here. Okay, need to remove this page. Okay, this is the option, full screen advertisement. Okay, and now we don't have any. Let's save. We don't have any advertisement page and release. This page is released. Now we will create another page. So you can see the page is there, the HTTPS protocol and the policy guest visitors. We have find it. Now the second page is for employees. It's default English, same generic authentication template. And the policy is guest stuff and create. Okay, so it is same and we have to remove the full screen advertisement page from here also. Rest of the things are same. Save and release. Okay, so now we have created two portals or pages. You can see for employees we have this policy and for guest we have this policy. Now let's move to next step. Next step and the last step is create the SSIDs. So we will go to provision, site configuration, access point, Wi-Fi. Here we can create the you can see the option SSID. So here we'll create one SSID for the guest. Okay, working status and the VLAN I'm going to use in my network is 22. You can use as per your requirement, as per your configuration. Next. So here is the very important page. So for the guest users, if I take you back, so for the guest users, we'll have simple captive portal for login and registration. So it means when a user tap on the SSID guest, so it will be redirected to that portal page, which we already configured in the last step. So means the SSID will be open and user will be redirected to open plus authentication page. So we will use this infrastructure because we are using iMaster NCE Campus as a portal server and also as a NAC. This is default. Which page you want to connect is guest. Okay. And here we have to allow, I have already created this policy. So user can go to, because see, if whenever you register, whenever you connect tab on your SSID or the guest tab on an SSID, it has to generate some traffic in order to have a redirected page. So we will allow only 888 and DNS. Okay. So I will find this permit rule, and here authentication users. This option authentication user can continue accessing the network. Okay, next. Okay. So your first SSID is created. Now we'll create other SSID for the employees. Employees. The backend, the VLAN is same. So we're using for testing, we're using only single VLAN. Okay, in this employee case, what we have discussed, we will use a pre-shade key and a captive portal for login. Okay, so we will use this option, semi-open network. We will enable the option PSK plus portal authentication. The infrastructure is same. Okay, the portal page will be employees, and permit rule is the same what we have pointed in the other SSID. This option is also same. Okay, but here we have to enable find a key. I am going to, so if you see it require minimum 8 characters. Okay, so what is not matching M0. Now it is matching. Next, and okay. So here we have added two SSIDs, and okay, so SSIDs are created. So now we are going for the NAC part. Okay, so first we will create authentication rule. It will be a default authentication rule. Guest dash auth. We will use user access authentication for wireless. All the rest of the option we will keep it as default. Okay. For authorization result, it is already created permit access because we are not going to use any extended authorization uh, things. So for authorization rule, we will create two rules. One for the guest will be a user access. It will be through a portal, HACA, match user groups. User group will be guest, and authorization reward will be permit access. Just keeping it very much simple. Okay. Now, the second rule will be for employees. Same thing, user access authentication. We're not using MAC address or something. HCA, wireless, match groups will be employee. and result will be same format access. So now we have configured the NAC part, authentication and authorization rules. We will move to the demonstration. We will move to the demonstration now.